So I'll say indeed and greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me here in this moment again. Probably for the in this space, for the last time in a while. I'm going home tomorrow. I'm going home tomorrow. So it's like some somber vibes flowing through me right now. Remembrance, respect, happiness of this space. And I can already feel myself looking back in the future to me right now, being like, ah. So thank you for looking into this now with me in this moment. I appreciate you for joining me, for sharing some space, some time. I want to talk today about this idea that me and my friends have shared with one another quite a few times, is imagining that our bodies and our minds and our brains, very specifically, are these ultimate computing devices. You can we kind of liken it to a computer, like ultra tech. Like this is high tech. You, friend, are very high tech. Just this body being able to do that, that's pretty high tech, yo. So like this body that we have, with the amount of technology that it encapsulates, what if, just what if, right? I'm not saying this is the way it is, but what if you could run code that could allow you to do other things? Maybe on some sort of mental level, if it's well understood how flying works on a mental level, maybe you have a certain understanding about how magnetospheres work, how to influence your own magnetosphere with mind, and you understand that, and that's something that's taught to you from you being a kid, and then you can just fly. It's normal to you. That's your mindset. Oh yeah, magnetospheres, and then I fly around, surely. But because we didn't grow up that way, because we never had access to that information, we believe we can't fly. And this is me making a very rough example out of a concept, right? I'm not suggesting you believe you can fly. No. I am suggesting, though, you think about what mental programming are you running right now? And more specifically, is the mental programming you're running right now serving you? Is it good for you? Right? Are you flying because of your mental programming, or are you not flying because of your mental programming? Yeah! Yeah! You just watch that much of the stream. You don't have to continue watching. You know everything the stream is going to be about. Did you fart just now? Maybe I did. I don't remember farting. I would have claimed it if I did. But even if I farted, would it be a problem, Mr. Brum Moment Dude Guy? Interesting username. It kind of got me on that one. Good day to you as well. And B, meet computers with free will. Meet computers with free will that is also, I want to say liable, but I don't know if liable is the right word, capable of changing its software. Your meet computer friend, your brain, the things you do to yourself and your brain can change, to the point where we literally know now that if you exercise, it can literally increase the size of your hippocampus. Exercise makes your brain go break as well. To some extent that is as well, but you have more brain density if you exercise. So to think of that active engagement in moving your body. Some people believe they can't exercise, and then that becomes their reality. So belief. I think belief. Maybe not belief. We've already done belief. That's the thing. Reprogram, maybe. Reprogram. Reprogram, friends. Reprogram. Shannon Anner. I see you, friends. Nice to have you here with us. Christiana's not home just yet. I'll be sure to tell her you said hi. Isaac, good morning to you. Thank you for joining me. I signed up for a 5K race in August. I'm not a runner, but my brain's gonna like it. Yes, it is. And I think it goes without saying, Jovan. Probably 100% goes without saying. But, Practice. You do know. If you're gonna run 5Ks, you're gonna have to get good. But it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be the whole process of you getting good, showing to yourself how good you can get, getting even gooder past how good you thought getting good could have gotten. Yeah, Jovan, that's so freaking cool. I've never run that much. Like I think the closest I ever got to doing something like that, and I'm saying got close to it because I wasn't the one that actually did it. My dad and my siblings ended up doing it. That was during my part of my existence was like a 5K, 10K, 15K, 21K bike race opportunity. Running 5 kilometers. Let me actually like spend some time visualizing. Is it 5 miles? 5K. Like I think it's kilometers then. 5 kilometers. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't want not right now. I would die. I feel I'm yoga fit, but I'm definitely not running fit. How's the ear today? Do let us know. Actually, that's awesome. I did 3.5Ks and it felt so good crossing the finish line. You got this. Like for me, the thing that I think about when I think about running now is like the runner's high that they talk about, or second wind, where you feel like you're completely erect, and then you keep pushing yourself, and then suddenly you're not completely erect anymore. Like that kind of fascinates me as an understanding as well. Ernest, the buongiorno to you, friend. I saw you join us for the yoga, like for a moment. You might have thought it was the YouTube stream. It was nice to see you. Even there, I watched an amazing video on a book called Atomic Change. I think it's about the habit forming, yep, and setting patterns and such. Really good stuff in there. I've like read a bit of the book, and I do believe I have it on my computer as well. It really is a good one. My ear is steadily getting better. Yes, it is. How about that? Thank you, Shannon, for sharing the first 3.17 miles. Yeah, that's a while. Greetings to all the meat computers here. Greetings to you, P-Pump, Scoops Keeps Compound, JJJ, Jumpin' Jumanji. I feel like I'm running, what do you call those? Like, I feel like I'm running dial-up right now towards your brain, dude. It's nice to have you here, friend. And you, friend, thank you as well for the love on B. Good morning to you. Katie, it's nice to have you here, friend. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? I'm starting to write some runes on this thing. I technically made myself a sigil today with Shannon's messaging. She shared, "Hey Melt, do you know about sigils?" And I was like, no, I don't actually. Christian! Yeah. Christian, welcome home, Christian. You have been so missed, Christian. Oh, it's good to be home. I made myself a sigil today, Christian.
You did a what?
I made myself a sigil.
A sigil?
A sigil.
Don't you already have a sigil?
I do have a sigil, but a sigil technically is supposed to be like a word sigil. So Shannon shared with me like sigils, and I was like, sigil, Google sigils. And it gave me this link where they kind of explain to you how you can make your own sigils, and it tells you to write something down, and then like a manifestation you want in your life, for example, and then to collapse it down by taking out all the duplicate letters and then taking out all the vowels. And then with those letters, you try and make a shape. And the first shape I made, actually I can show you. Why am I just explaining to you? like this stuff is just in my mind right now. So I like wrote down the instructions as to how to make a sigil. So the first one went like this. It just went like this because it was like more wisdom to teach. That was my intention. More wisdom to teach, and I wanted to make a sigil of that. And then you cross out all of the little vowels, you cross out the repeating letters, and I was left with MR, WSD, TCH. And I made that atrocity first. It's like, I just brain damage a little bit while looking at it. And then I was like, wait a second, I can do better. And then I made this one. So it goes M, of course, then the R. If you do it to the side, you can have like a normal little capital R. Then the W, of course, the upside down one. Then the S, then the D, then the T, and then the H. And I was like, yes.
Oh,
You see?
yeah.
And it was like very convenient because
Oh.
I was like just adding an example, and then I was like, oh, now I have to complete it. And then that's how it turned out eventually. And I was like kind of tripping out about the fact that you put a line through the middle, and now the fact that I'm leaving, I'm changing direction, so now the line is in the. I was like, yes, the way the universe works. Dude.
It's confirmed garbage. Yeah.
More. This is like, yep. This looks like the scribblings of a schizophrenic and science prisoner. Get yourself the cushion, Holmes. Sit next to me.
Yeah, I think
You want to
this might be the last
Oh.
stream that we're gonna have together. So
That's gonna be the last one in a while, Holmes.
No, wrong time.
Very wrong time. Where is the
When is your lift coming?
tomorrow morning, probably.
Morning.
Yeah.
Ish. Okay.
Why you look more disappointed? Why don't you? Are you planning something?
No. It's just literally the locking of the apartment.
Oh, that's true.
That's fine. Like you said, nobody's gonna walk in.
No, like he's living in a gated community on the 3rd floor, and there's like buildings or doors underneath his that's less guarded. Like the likelihood.
Please make sure it looks locked at least.
I'll make sure.
Oh my fucking-
I'll make sure it looks
Gate
like.
open.
Yeah, just like leaves
Open the door, actually.
door
Leave
and
a
gate
sign.
open.
It's
Yeah.
like free stuff here.
Little arrows, you know, want free stuff all over the apartment block. What is another sigil or rune you would like to add? We have Ansus, which is like teacher rune. Then we have the new intention to be able to more wisdom to teach. And
Gooi
then
meisjes niet in there.
you want Gevu.
No, not Kebu. Give me that thing.
You want power and balance.
Ja. Geesel. Ja, dat is. Give me that
Fine.
little notebook.
Fine. Fine. I guess you can get it more dirty if you need to.
I will.
Good morning, my loves. Maxine. What a blessed pleasure to have you here with me. Are you angry about me writing in your book?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. I was happy to. I was to say I violated Christian's book, and then I had to ask first if it was a violation. But fortunately, it wasn't. I wrote down the liquid gold method that you sent me down in Christian's book, calling it. What did I call it, Christian? Liquid gold to feed the world. And I've been practicing that meditation today as well, Maxine. So thank you. I like this. This is the one Christian just added.
If I shift that a little.
Please let me twist it like such.
No, not that much. That's way too
And
much.
that's us in the middle right now, technically.
A little bit more that way.
It's okay, Christian. You can look on your phone if you want to see the angle.
There you go, that's better. That makes me feel more comfortable.
Now you're less in frame. One more rune. You want humanity?
Put a dick button.
No.
It's a dick butt. It's perfect chaos.
No. I don't. If I could like draw a good dick butt, I probably would, but I will butcher him, and I don't want to sully his honor.
Don't want to insult the dick.
I want to insult him. Christian, like choose between humanity and a ride.
Definitely a ride.
You would like a ride more than humanity?
Yeah.
Fine. Get ready. Skobank, Ansus, Degas, Swifin, Isa. This is Christian symbol, which is a signifier of power and balance. And then this is the Arthrug rune for the ride, for horse as well, technically. I've seen runes on stones, but I've never really understood their magical purpose. How are they used?
I've seen runes and stones. That's so cool. Please tell me where so I can go look at it as well.
Thank you, Christian, for the enthusiasm. The way that I use them, at least, Maxine, like I found out about these runes when I came to Christian's place this time around, where I was like curious, like in the shower we have like a door facing a window basically, and we've been on the build-up caulk. I don't know what you call it, like
The shower door.
yeah, the shower door. Like if water droplets
Sliding
drop on
door.
it, there's like some sort of white powdery sediment. Caulk. We call it caulk in Afrikaans. I think it's called
Calcium?
Is it calcium? Might be calcium. Calcium buildup, and like there's a symbol
Chlorine?
that I put into it. The first time I came,
Isn't it?
Christian put a symbol in it that was that power and balance symbol, and he was like, "Oh, I sorry if I remember you saying I sorry if I assumed I could just do that." I remember you being apologetic about the fact that you just put the sigil up, and I was like, no,
At your shower?
no, yours, dude.
My shower?
The first time around.
I never apologized.
You did, though.
That doesn't sound like
Like
me.
I have impeccable
not
memory.
apologize
I
for
have
putting a symbol in
impeccable
my
memory,
shower.
Christian. I remember kind of questioning why you would be,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
It was the whole thing. And then this time around, I took the initiative, and I was the one who added that for that reason, added a symbol. And then Christian, I added the Degas, the Meltmore, the two M's melted into itself, into the infinity symbol, onto the door. And then Christian added a line in between it. And then because of that line, I was like curious if that symbol means something, the Degas with a line through it. So I went and Googled ancient symbols. And then I found that infinity, that sharp infinity symbol, and I realized it was a rune from like 4,000 years ago. And that rune basically perfectly signifies what I've been trying to do with this process, and I got super wow, and now I've just been writing runes with their rough meaning, kind of holding on to it as like messaging being put into my brain.
I think it's really cool because it's actual history. I think that's the dopest part about it.
So just
It's actually, it is Norse origin, right?
Yeah. To
Norse
give you an
origin.
idea, Holmes, of the topic for today, I'm talking about that understanding we shared that maybe our brains and bodies are these ultimate computers, but we're just running bad code right now. Like there's code out there that can allow you to fly or to shape matter with your mind.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I don't think we're running bad code right now. I just don't think we found the code yet.
Yeah, but that's so.
The function for
I'm
flight.
not saying we are running bad code. I'm just saying
Telekinesis.
that's technically the topic for today. So these things, these runes, Maxine, is the same thing for me. Like it's like these universal codes. Like literally, this was an ancient civilization's coding system with which they tried to communicate. And now I am allowing those ancient codes within my modern self with normal words as well, like reprogram. Like imagine explaining reprogram to a 4,000-year-old human being, dude. He'd Bekakich himself.
So Isaac just asked, what did we think of alpinism?
We saw ourselves.
We're gonna be completely honest. We didn't watch the whole movie.
We watched the first, I think, 20 minutes
Yeah, I
of
think
it.
the first 20 minutes where it was the first climber, that really rad Chad guy, a bit
I
crazy.
think it's just about him the whole way
Oh,
through.
is it? Okay,
Yeah.
well, he's a bit ragtag.
It
crazy.
was-
He was definitely incredibly unique.
Dude.
And personality, what I treasured the most about him is that he didn't give a crap about who knew what he did, or he never tried to market himself, never cared for trying to get money out of it, but he just did his thing. He climbed mountains because he loved climbing mountains. It was the same as walking for him, breathing. The way I saw him climb. I mean, again, we only watched the first 15-20 minutes. I felt like I was watching real life magic. Like to climb to such ridiculous heights on a daily basis. To climb such ridiculous heights with nothing, just your body, is it's a level of mentality that I don't think I'm probably capable of, but not willing to explore.
Expand, yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is as well, like if me, Christian, Isaac, Johan, Aiden, I see there as well, merged into one person, that's exactly what this character looked like. Dude, how did you not finish it? It was super laggy. Like we were literally.
Yeah, so unfortunately, like where we were streaming it wasn't allowing a clean stream. There was
my
a lot of
Netflix,
pausing.
my Netflix didn't have it, dude.
There was a lot of pausing, a lot of it was just into multiple records, and blows the minds of literally every clown. I have no doubt, Isaac, and I'm pretty sure I will take some time at some point to actually sit down and properly watch it, but unfortunately we didn't get the opportunity to do so properly yesterday.
We did want to though. Like,
I did want to. The intention was there.
I went with the
universe
fact
was
that-
against us. It was like, we're gonna give you shitty laggy internet.
And like to add more honesty to the fire, since Christian is going honest route. Like we felt like we understood the gist of what was being communicated early on as well. You know, I could see myself, Isaac, and I feel like that was the beauty, right? And me and Ryan got to have a conversation about that in today's yoga, just before the yoga, where we mentioned to one another that people tell us, "Oh, you have to read this book. You would love it." And it's because they saw what they see in you in that book and they want you to read it. And you can go and read it and recognize and experience yourself as that, but it can be.
I mean, we're not that crazy. With whilst watching it, I mean, I was definitely picking up mannerisms, behaviors, the way he spoke about certain things. I mean, I saw unfamiliarity when I was watching him. You know, I was like, I don't feel like I know what this is. I don't think he's human. It didn't feel like he was human.
Yeah.
You know.
Or any of us.
So I don't think I can comprehend that kind of thought process in a human being. You know, for me, it's completely illogical. It goes against all of our instincts, our nature to just unsafe everything and just go for it. And I'm sure that he has zero fear, and I think that's why he's so great at what he does and being capable of climbing to such astounding heights and, you know, facilitating such astounding feats. I think it's just the sheer, complete and utter lack of fear and love for what he does. I, for one, am quite familiar with fears.
I don't even just think it's that. It's just, I feel like it's this obsessive nature we have as well sometimes, Isaac. We find something.
Probing him about how he looks.
Just means it wasn't the time. Maybe not. The favorite part is when he's on the documentary's big climb near the end and they start probing him about how he looks at almost certain death and casually does that. It was a beautiful response. Thank you both for the thoughts and attention to my sidebar. No, thank you, Brother Bear, for like tuning in and for like sharing information with us. Full-sized, collecting, and just making sure I see all the messages. Love you, friends. You did it. Just sit down and draw out mine. I knew you would dig it, Melt. I did. Thank you so much. You know, and it was so synchronous as well because the first one I did, I was like, it was atrocious. I was like, this, I can't remember this. And then the second one, I felt, you know, like I was actually tuning into the information that was there. And again, it's the strip of a part of you that knows something, right? Like just the mini intention I wrote down of more wisdom to teach. That was my words. And creating an example. I think their example was something like, I want to be more confident when talking to my boss. And I was like, and then I was like, more wisdom to teach. And then that collapsing into something so familiar. The universe and its synchrony. So I love shit like that. Live your life, friend. Go and explore. Go and experiment. You are the ultimate lab, the ultimate computer. You can run different codes. You can do different things with your body, and you can experience different things as a result of it. Don't limit yourself to only one program. We have smoke shops in CA. They were small, flat,
Is CA California?
round polished stones in the silk pouch. In a silk pouch. I assumed you take them out and toss them to see messages. But I'm not 100% sure. So she had at a smoke shop in California these little.
So it is
shows.
California, thank you.
Yeah, CA, released in California. These little sigils, and I mean, you can just have them or like reach your hand into a bag and see what sigil you get, and then.
I would love a collection of stones like that, to be honest. Like small little silk pouch with a bunch of
Google quickly.
rocks. What?
Arthrock rune edge stones or something like that.
Kaka what?
It's probably gonna be like a Arthrock, I think. I think it's like just say rune stones.
Okay.
Rune stones, maybe. Reprogramming, and I wrote at the outside of it, humanity. Reprogramming
What the
humanity.
fuck is happening right now? What is happening? Runestones. Yeah, like.
The rune stones for sale?
Uh,
You just go shop. See if they sell them. Exactly like that, though. That's kind of sexy, dude.
$130, not much. Well, rand. That's like 10, not even $10.
I want to be able to show you YouTube friends. So we have that rune. No, we have that rune, Dega's rune. That's Gebu.
It's very pretty.
Are you considering?
There's the Vigvisir, I believe, the Icelandic compass. If you get that tattooed on your body, you apparently never get lost.
I mean, it has all of the runes on it. Check it, dude. All around, it has the runes on it. You never get lost if you get that thing tattooed on you. I like that, dude. Did you send it to me?
No.
The name of it? What's it called?
Just search the Icelandic compass.
The Icelandic compass. I would get something like that tattooed onto me, dude. Like, even if it's not
Yeah.
true. That's pretty cool as an idea. Never get lost.
Apparently, there is a Icelandic book of magic called the Galdrabok. Galdrabok.
It's kind of pretty. These little lines are in Chinese culture as well.
Vigvisir. The Icelandic for signpost or wayfinder. Very, very beautiful.
Say like Icelandic campus / never get lost. To avoid getting lost, keep this sign under your left arm. Okay, so there's a certain place where you have to keep it as well.
Under your left arm.
It seems like there's variations though, like they're not all the same.
I think you get the simplified versions of this. Oh.
Oh, I see, like there's a bunch of variations there. The more you know. For me, it's just the fact that the little runes are in a circle around it.
Oh.
Has all of them. On the left arm. Should I get it here, Christian?
I don't know, do what you want.
What do you think would it look like? My mom would be so angry at me for getting a tattoo on my arms, but what can we do? Hey, Cable, goodness. Cable, thank you for tuning in. Oh no, just people are being turned into Cable by little avatars. Good morning to see you. Sorry, Economics. Nice to have you here, friend. Hey, you're lovely. Get all the shiny rocks. Just wanted to drop in and say hi. I love you. Love you too, Cable. Thank you, Brother Pay, for joining us for even a moment. We have those stones here also. Do you play with them, Miss Molly? Do you have some of your own, or where have you seen them? Heather, it's nice to see you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Gotta pop over here and share some love. Thank you, Isaac. In the dumps the past few weeks. Loving you, Reddit friends. Cures that right up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Choosing love instead of sulking deeper into hatred. I appreciate that, Isaac. Morning, Isaac. Love to you. That would be uncomfortable sometimes, like in the armpit. No, under your left arm. So I think somewhere here maybe. Would be uncomfortable. Hey, Lane is joining us. The Norse compass is a rune that the Vikings would use to have the aid of the gods on their travels across the sea. I have a bracelet of the Norse compass. Of course, we have a homie that is like tuned into that stuff right now, dude. I love you, Lane. Thank you for joining us, man. I'm going to get the Norse compass tattoo on me somehow, somewhere, someday.
It is Shanana. It is the biggest here.
This is Love you, Lane. I mean, then we will have matchy tattoos, dude. We can like be like, look.
A lot of people actually do have a tattoo. I know another friend that has a tattoo. Yeah.
Okay. So there's multiple people that want. I mean, like these things again, like the programming we're running. If you put something on your body that's supposed to signify never getting lost again, having the aid of the gods in your travels over the infinite ocean that is life. Even if it doesn't do anything, that's what you're putting in your mind.
The placebo effect is awesome as well. It's like no matter where you are or what you're doing, you're not lost. You're doing what you need to do.
You're in this moment.
You're doing what you are meant to do.
Ooh, I like that.
That's the way I would see it. At least.
So I think I'm gonna get that circle and then a triangle around that circle, and then I don't think I'm gonna get.
You mean the Deathly Hallows from Harry Potter?
Oh, like that imagery isn't as ancient as time, though.
Bro, it's literally a circle, a triangle around that circle, and a line going down the middle.
A triangle down the circle
Symbolizes the stone of resurrection, the cloak of invisibility,
so
and the elder wand.
I would probably do like a little bar with every single one of those symbols around. Maybe the triangle in the middle. and then like different in these like empty spaces, like different little worlds, and then a whole world in the middle of the triangle, and then numbering system on those. Like I have a whole trip in my head of how I would like to explain that. This beautiful thing was shared by this beautiful thing that was shared to me by one of the assistant teachers I was working with was this saying they have in China. Like it's beautifully written as well in the Chinese characters, but it goes one turns into two, two turns into three, three turns into everything. And like when he said it to me, I was like, The triangle, dude, the original building block. Like there's an artist that I like following as well, that has this work of art that is like this triangle of an eye in the middle of it that has these texts. God is a triangle. If you you probably be able to find it as well. I have Mjolnir on my left forearm, a symbol of strength. Of course you do, Lane.
Dope.
Well, like
That's pretty dope.
I'm wondering, do you have any more tattoos right now?
Mjolnir.
I thought about getting that tattoo as well. I embrace my Viking blood. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. It's you. It's literally whatever they did to survive.
I actually found out
we're here right now.
I'd lived like 25 years of my life without knowing that Russians actually have like Viking history
Descent.
and Viking origins as well.
I didn't actually know that.
Well, not just Russian. I mean, just Viking, but definitely quite a bit of it. They used to war with the Swedes quite a lot during the reign of Ivan Vasilievich.
The Swedes got fed up with it though. They didn't want it anymore. They were like, no. Thank you for the love. Okay, well, even Nelson. I haven't actually shown you Nelson, have I? You would love Nelson.
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is an absolute Giga Chad 5000, dude. You should see his hair. You should hear his accent. He's so beautifully vulgar, dude.
Gave
You love
love.
him.
Wow.
Thank you for the love, Nelson. I appreciate you joining us, Brother Bear. I thought you were doing a live talk, Cable. Yeah, just like 10 hour talks. What's wrong with you, Cable? Dude, I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong.
Is Cable or Indian?
Cable is
poet?
our Indian poet, yeah. I mean, look at his...
That is an incredible dedication to poetry, man.
It's beautiful, dude.
That I think is
It's crazy.
and something I would like to aspire towards.
You
If
should-
I could talk about poetry for 10 hours, I will consider myself an expert.
Like, he is, dude. Cable is actually, like, pushing to be a poetry expert by the time he's going to be, like, 22, dude. He's aging backwards. Technically, the term Viking means to sail on the sea or something.
Really?
Anyone can be a Vikinger. I don't know if you did it intentionally. The most famous Vikingers are the North Scandinavians. The more you know. Thank you, Lane, for like giving us some trivia. Because they sailed on seas and raided many a village. They were popular because people were shit scared of them. They were like, if you see the Scandinavian Vikingers come, be scared. You should be very scared. You should run away. 3 turns into everything makes me think of the Nikola Tesla quote, if you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. That one, and my second favorite one to that Jovan, in synchronicity of that is, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Tuning into the frequencies right now, friend. I love Yggdrasil art. I'm not sure what that means.
Yggdrasil. It's the tree.
Oh, the tree of
Tree,
life.
yeah,
Me
tree.
too, actually.
Well, the path.
That's one
that
of my
connects the tree that holds up the connection between all the other worlds, Valheim, Helheim, Nidelheim. All the
That
other heims.
imagery comes back to people in like psychedelic states of mind as well, dude. So without having that, I mean, my dad got that imagery on his first psychedelic experience, dude.
Yggdrasil.
Yeah, like he closed his eyes and I asked him what he sees, and he smiled and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna tell me it's a mushroom? It looks like this outbranching at the top
See, the
and
problem-
then outbranching at the bottom."
The problem with psychedelics is you're not seeing what you see, you're seeing
An idea.
something else.
You're seeing an idea almost.
You are giving life to an idea which can come in many shapes and forms.
And you're the one steering that. Like, it's
And usually,
noise.
because of the human brain, we picture things that we've been told before. You know, we take things from things we've seen before and we craft an image together,
Yeah.
and just to convey an idea, even if it is to ourselves. imagine what your brain does. Fucking
I get what you're saying, Holmes, but the point I was trying to make is just the synchrony of these imageries, these codes, coming back over and over again into our minds. And it has been partly programmed, absolutely, but we can also choose. For me, that infinity symbol is technically a tree simplified as well. Like literally, it's the most simple form of what a tree is. Two sides of the same infinity. The branching onto the top and the branching into the bottom. Complete isolation, separation into darkness, literally grasping blindly just for some information. And then the full reaching into air, reaching into light, having little birds come sit on you, growing fruits delicious enough to eat. Like there's a balance within all things, and there's a darkness inside of ourselves, and I feel the darkness inside of us can be manipulated in a way that is profitable, and we have seen that happening to humanity for the longest time. That's been our programming for the longest time, and I can see more and more people tuning into new programming homes, believing in themselves, doing some yogas, breath work, exercising, eating good food, making better decisions about their futures. It's hopeful. You, friend, Bob Bussending, your hopeful friend. Go and share more hope with others. Thank you for the starstruck as well, Nelson. Bouncing it right back. Cavill says, came to Haywire Hill to say, saw Melt, wanted to say hi, Melt and family. Thank you, Cavill. Love you, Brother Bear. It's nice to have you here. Came down to start the live talk, saw Melt and decided to say hello. It's too kind. The Stones are in smoke shops, and I've seen them. Okay, so they're in multiple smoke shops, dude. That's another cool synchrony. Now I have two friends who mentioned these runic stones in smoke shops in America, so that the imagery is going into people's minds right now. It's happening. It's called paganism. Code is happening. Paganism. Getting the ribs tatted is one of the most painful places, is it, Maxine? For some reason, the first tattoo I ever chose to get was this one, an oxytocin molecule. And I was like, oh yeah, Googling, where is the most painful place you can receive a tattoo? Because oxytocin has been one of these molecules who have allowed as much depth and beauty in my life as it has allowed pain and separation.
Oof.
So I was like, yeah, most painful place onto
Was
the
it
ribs. Yes.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but he started tattooing here where it was like least painful, and then it like became progressively worse and worse and worse. And like when he started tattooing me, it was such a visceral experience. I shared this with you a little bit ago. He like starts tattooing me, and my heart just like jumping out of my chest basically. He stops tattooing me, asks for my translation, a translator on my phone. He types for a second, he shows me the phone. Too much undulation. I'm like, what? You want me to stop my heart beating? So
yes!
I had to get into like a meditative state.
You were undulating.
I was
too
undulating too much,
much.
Christian.
You need to stop moving.
And I was like,
That's amazing. Too much undulation. Did you get the message? Did
I
you?
went- I started breathing a little bit more gently, long, deep breaths. And I listened to Psytrance. I listened to some real good Psytrance, tuning into the music, tuning out of the pain. And now I have that fractal in my mind forever, where I was as a person, where I was literally as a person in the world. So many things, dude. It's strange to be up to date to comments. I mean, yes, I'm totally up to date to comments, Nelson. Like, this is totally not 7 minutes late. Thank you for the bed, Nelson. So many friends here. It's always a pleasure having you with us. Tattoos for me are a reminder of lessons that we want to learn daily. Yes. And oxytocin is one of those. It is the most beautiful because it acts as a neurochemical and a neurotransmitter. So it's throughout your entire body and it acts in that way. And it also does the job of like connecting signals in your brain. It's a complex one, and it plays a lot of roles, and I feel it's very misunderstood still to this day. The general understanding is very much flawed. I think my understanding is still flawed, very much so. I would like to know more. The Harry Potter thing is a copy of the Four Tarot suit as well. How about that, Christian? Wands, swords, coins, and cups. It's good to see you here, buddy. It's been a while. It's nice to have you as well. Same for you, Gable. What have you been up to? True or false? Everything we do is either out of love or out of fear. I would go to that's a true statement, Heather, because I do. It's very difficult to draw absolute lines like that, but when it comes to the ultimate polarities of the experience that is life, there is the experience of fear where you're completely convinced you're gonna die and there is nothing that loves you, right? And then there's the experience of love where even if you die, you're gonna be okay. And those two poles, there's like a lot of experiences in between those, like jealousy and hatred and like lust and excitement, hope. Like there's so many things in between those two spectrums that can play a role in your decision making. But in the ultimate sense, where that little line happens, I do think that might be a true statement. At least for my life. Like where I realize that if I make certain decisions, if I do things that I regret, I wasn't living into love. Love wasn't my truth in those moments.
This is a big topic
Very much so.
to talk on. Whether what we do is out of love or out of fear, and whether it's ultimately those two emotions. I don't think it's that black and white. I think it's a very broad spectrum of circumstances, responsibilities, and beliefs. So difficult to answer.
I appreciate your input some more. I still have the tetrahedron you inspired me to make. It's a square-based pyramid with one side at the top. Tuning into the frequencies, building things out of matter that represent understanding. And like something that I'm fascinated about today, Holmes, is this understanding that we can literally put certain shapes or geometries above petri dishes. And depending on what geometry is above those petri dishes, they grow or they don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
This is what well, it is like rudimentary science
Are
where,
you
no, I'm serious. I'll show you the video today, dude. Where the scientists actually presented this information to a whole board of scientists. And then their consensus was there is no rational reason for what was demonstrated to be possible. Like they couldn't logic aside.
I have to
themselves.
ask my sister about that.
Dude, you should see. I'll show you what I
have to
looked
ask
at,
her.
and then you can
I
make
need
your
her
own
to tell
decision.
me.
But instead of saying that that's the
Is
truth,
this paper published?
yeah, I'll show you what I saw, Holmes. I don't know as much information as I would like to right now. But the point is that I'm trying to make is this understanding that geometry does in fact influence the way that we feel. If you see a beautiful flower, it makes you feel something. You can notice geometry in that flower, and that can make you grow. You can make yourself grow in that
I like
way.
sunflowers.
Mm.
Sunflowers are really awesome. They are very big.
Yeah,
If you actually see the size, of
it's
a
like a
sunflower.
plate-sized thing.
Big ass flower.
For me, the most fascinating part about the sunflower is just the fact that it follows the sun all day. Dude. That is like such
Isn't
a,
that beautiful?
It's so crazy.
These dudes just change, bro. They're like, we can
All
have
throughout
sun
the day.
all day, you know?
How fucking cool, man.
I love it.
I love it so much as
Sunflowers
well.
are so cool.
I'm still pretty active on Twitch. Cool. I've tried to stream back here, but it happens the program no longer works. Nelson. Nelson Mandela effect. You just got Nelson Mandela affected. Nelson the dog. Oh, cool. Oh, we miss you here, by the way. Come back to us. I haven't stopped streaming on Reddit. I still believe, Reddit. I believe in you. I hope that Reddit's AI, maybe the algorithm is hearing these words and being like, yeah, I also believe in myself, the Reddit bot thinks. And then suddenly the future is exponentially brighter. I'm hopeful. I'm super hopeful. The other side, the eye is closed. The goal was to make the open side a melting pot of colors. The closed side, smoky gray and blacks. I like that. I really like that. And that's technically the whole duality nature as well within that shape. Please, Isaac. I mean, you don't have to have that one turn out exactly the way you want to, but make more. I think like I want to try and make one of those as well now. Let's actually have some play. Not something perfect. I know Arpan is just stay positive. Arpan is beautiful. Arpan is allowing this moment that we're having right now. Thank you for thine, Arpan. I don't even know what to say. It's just good to see Melt and you, and we're still here, just doing our thing, just doing the things we can do, doing what we can with what we have, where we are. And Arpan might change. Like we came from a place where Arpan had so much more souls in it at the same time. And now we're at the space where we're a little bit more scattered. But here we are in this moment. There's still these points of consolidation, as if nothing has technically changed. And things will change again. Things will continue to change. That is like the inevitable. All we can do is be present with it. DK Ripper joining us as well. Glad to see you. Imagine today, Mel. You know what? You know the worst part is, Christian? This dude was like in my brain, running freaking, living rent free, pumping my neurons when I was trying to pick clothing for myself today. Where I was like looking at my clothing options and I was like, maybe this and that, and then I'm a match, not match. And I was like, I dressed ahead of my time, damn it.
I have to go to the store with him dressed in such clothes, in such vibrant, like in your face colors. Oh my god. At some point, you must tell them the story of Cape Town and seeing Lena Headey while we were there.
That sounds like a story I would make, like I would lie about though. So I have a hard time telling anybody about that. Dude.
It wasn't a lie.
It's the worst part is, I have not told a single one of my family members about that.
Seriously, I've told Frippen, everybody.
I've not told a single one of my family because they would not believe me. Who would believe me? But I see, like for me, it was Cersei Lannister, in Cape Town. And we went through to Cape Town and we had a day in Cape Town. A day. During that day, we went to this little supermarket, or what do you call it? It's not a supermarket.
It wasn't a supermarket.
It's like
it was like a mall.
No, it was
the waterfront is like it is a market.
It was like there were
it's
clothing. There were clothing. There were artworks. It was like a niche shop.
It's just a market.
Yeah, a market. So it was beautiful, and we spot this divine feminine being.
It's a high class
space.
market.
And I'm at that point, I was dressed not that crazy. I had like a weed.
He was dressed absolutely crazy. He was wearing extremely vibrant reggae colors, like straight up.
I had like the
yellows
scarf
and reds.
I had the scarf. I had, I think, like a black shirt maybe, and then the weed black shirt.
Yeah.
And then I think like the black melting pants or something like that.
We circled like 3 times
to make sure.
I'm unsure, man. We were like, nah, it's gotta be bullshit. And like, all of us are trying to be rational human beings, right? We're not crazy fanboying maniacs. We rationalize first. It's like it's gotta be confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
And after like circling 3 times, I couldn't get my head around it. It was definitely fucking hurt.
And he spotted it way before me because I saw him in the state of like. And I'm like, what's happening right now? And he's like, and I'm like, and then I spotted it. I was like, oh shit.
Holy shit. And he turns to me, he's like, bro, I'm gonna ask you to take a photo with her. I'm like, I don't think you should do that, dude. I don't know if that's okay. I don't think she wants to be like photoed right now.
I don't think I broke a second of turning around.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a photo. He like turned and fucking rhinos towards her, bro. Like head waving side to side, dude. Like so much fucking energy in each step he goes up to her. He's like, can I please take a photo with you? I'm like a huge fan. And she turns to him and goes, this is not the place.
No, I don't think she said that to me. I just said like, no, thank you. And I was like, okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Just like, no, thank you.
She was very polite about it. Yeah, no, she wasn't being mean. She was just like, no, thank you. And I was like, okay. And I turned around and I left her be. I left her to her space. It was...
my eyes progressively just grew larger as he came closer to her. It's just like, I can't believe this is happening right now. I wish we had a photo, bro. I wish you actually just fucking rage quit and took the photo anyway.
No, that would be a violation.
No, I know. I'm speaking for selfish reasons right now.
It was a beautiful moment nonetheless. Thank you for telling it, Holmes. the day that that story became revealed. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start the poetry drop now. Good luck with it. Love the U cable. Sadly, the painting part didn't come as well as I wanted. It just stares at me from across the room, but I carry that inspiration you gave me. It doesn't go away with the back. You can try again as well. I want to even try now. Cherokee, you have now reverse inspired me. Cherokee Thunder, hello to you, friend. It's nice to have you here with us. How are you doing? I hear you. I've tried multiple times, but it's not just working anymore. Enjoy your talk. Good to see you. Try updating everything, Nelson. That's what's helped for me at least. And then trying multiple times. Like sometimes I had to try like 6 times in a row before it worked. One of my favorite quotes I've heard recently that I can't remember where is until the subconscious becomes conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate.
What? One of my favorite quotes I've heard recently is I can't remember where. Until the subconscious becomes conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate. The subconscious becomes conscious. What about if the it's impossible for the conscious to become subconscious, is it? You'd be comatose, I guess.
I mean, what happens to us when we're under narcotics, dude?
Yo. I think there needs to be a balance. There has to be a certain amount of the conscious working on the subconscious, and there has to be a certain amount of the subconscious working on the conscious. There are good things in your subconscious that know how you feel, how you really feel, that know that no matter what silly pretenses you put up while you're conscious, they all fall away when you're subconscious. You are as pure as you can get. Whereas the conscious comes in the logic and the rationality and the belief. And in there, you need to try to balance it to such a degree where you can describe yourself as happy and doing a good job.
So, dude, like that's a trip to me right now because I added this as a topic that I wanted to talk about completely, but let's just share a little bit of this topic. The trip of how we're being raised right now, where we have like a single kid being raised by two parents, and in that kid's world,
sometimes not even the parents, sometimes
yeah, exactly. But like the point I'm trying to make is that kid's world is just that experience of like having this maybe two people in his life, and these two people being its life, where our previous societies could have had kids actually growing up together.
Well, the truth is, I was raised in a very social environment. I mean, we lived in an apartment block in Bulgaria, and my childhood was a lot of people visiting. We had visitors almost all the time. We visited people almost all the time. The neighborhood was constantly thriving with neighbors. We could talk to friends, you know, just like a good morning while you get the paper. People were incredibly social.
Like that's the thing that I feel is definitely missing in society right now.
Well, how could you be surprised? That's what we were expecting with COVID. Everyone, I mean, it was already getting bad, and then COVID made it so much worse. And now people are incredibly secluded. They've gotten used to, I mean, 2 years of being locked into your house really makes a difference.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
It's 2% of your life if we're being optimistic.
And I believe everything goes into your DNA, right? So at this point of our existence, the programming we're running is one of isolation from one another. You know, not connecting, not having these close experiences. And we can choose to become that and we can be happy within that. And I feel the ones that don't want just that to be the reality choose to do what we're doing right now. Instead of this complete isolation, you in this feedback loop with an algorithm choosing what you want to see, choosing how things, you know, change. Gobnugget tuning in and saying meet more initiated fart function. Suddenly, you know, there's a whole movie of a kid that had 2 stomachs and he could produce an extreme amount of flatulence. And then NASA conspired to turn this kid into rocket fuel. So they trained him extensively. And then they put him on a suction cup mounted seat and he launched the spaceship into space. And people paid to have that movie made. God Nugget, and if you didn't say exactly that, that little memory that I've watched that movie as a 7-year-old kid wouldn't have been unlocked. So thank you for influencing your reality, influencing my reality, choosing to be a conscious co-creator. I love you. Thank you for joining me. Ninja Nanner, Corey joining us as well. I would say the brain is the computer and the mind is the cipher the brain is trying to understand. That's kind of trippy. So what is the answer? What is the understanding of the cipher? Is there a click? Is it like a twink? And then it and then it and it or that's the way my mind goes, where it's, if you click it, it's just more change. You know, oh, now you understand. Now the puzzle is gonna look like this. Oh, okay, now it looks like so. There's no end goal. I like that though. Thank you. Very cool. Max Bean, morning Gab. Love to you. Thank you for joining, friend. Brother Bear, missing you and your family. How is everyone in your home? Thank you for asking. Sending Eden a little fruit cup, so much love. I've read that the CIA released documents saying that none of this is real, and this is in fact the hologram. Thoughts? I mean, the CIA released papers about hemisync as well, which is the understanding that you have a right and left hemisphere of your brain, and they can technically run frequencies by themselves, and you can input frequencies into your ears at different frequencies, slightly output those frequencies by like a hertz, and then your brain tries to match those two frequencies up, creating hemisphere sync, where your brain generates a whole new frequency that is the middle point of the two frequencies that you have in the opposing ears. And then in doing so, you can basically close the gap where everything has orders of magnitude, everything has little spaces, so you can keep going. If something is measurable, you can keep going smaller and 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 smaller. You can do the same thing with thought. You can do the same thing with the loop of the mind. And then you can, with hemisync, shwink, click out of this universe. And into the next one. And the CIA has papers on this stuff. They explain to you how to do it. Yeah.
I sometimes have. Never mind, I'm gonna go very vulgar there for a second. Forget it.
Just take, edit all the vulgar parts out and still share what you want to share.
Your face progressively getting more horrified.
Thank you, Corey, saying, lol, speaking of programming, basketball team had a doubleheader baseball team had a doubleheader last night. One game against the team in the league, super tryhards. The team just didn't play their charade and fucked around most of the game, and they got so mad. Oh goodness. And you know what the worst part, well, I don't know if it's the worst part, maybe it's the best part. We know now that people watching sports literally experience the same hormonal changes that the team players are experiencing. So if the team players are experiencing victory, excitement, joy, the watchers, supporters of that team experience the exact same emotion, and vice versa. So it's a whole mind trip, you know, literally programming. Oxytocin, the romance molecule, apparently, who knows? The romance molecule slash, I think a better word for it would be the bonding molecule. But it's true, Maxine. So deep, bro. I know, I'm like, maybe first year, you know, philosophy student smoking too much weed level right now, friend. I still have a lot more to learn. Morning, lovely humans. Isn't it how mothers bond? Yep, that's the one. Bonding hormone. You're right, Nelson. Wow, I have a Ninja Peach and Ninja Nanner. They're together, yes, and they have a child that we call a little fruit cup, you know. If you get a ninja with a peach, a ninja with a banana, surely fruit cups are gonna come out of that. Yeah, there we go. Well, doing well, peach and fruit cup are the swimming lessons, and I'm working nights all week, so trying to just trying to. I see the dad, dude. Corey is the most daddest dad. Corey Taylor is the most daddest dad I've seen in a long time, dude. Especially since it is his new experience as well. I see the program. I see the program, but I don't know how to render it at all because I haven't had the child. Right? As soon as you have that child, whole new programming runs on your brain of like, oh, now there's a human being, an actual human being that I am responsible for. Whole new state of existence. Oof, man, my first color tattoo was on my sternum, right in my chest. It felt like my skeleton was just rattling. That is like all of the levels of yikes. Full spectrum yikes in this Isaac. Meltmore, East Coast Rabbit. Blessings upon you, friends. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining us again. How are you doing? I'm a bit bony. She did it in 3 sections: the outline, the color, and then the highlights. The highlights was awful. Going over just freshly tattooed skin. Like I had a single line, a continuous single line being tattooed onto my body. I can't even imagine. I'm currently working on getting my bodysuit done. 30% done, my bodysuit. Bodysuit. Like my mind renders multiple different realities. One bodysuit, a suit for your body that is like hyper technological. Technology that crimps onto your skin, perfectly flexes,
Zero.
Guns zero level hypersuit or bodysuit. Second bodysuit is horrific. Psycho killer slash kill. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. You taking another person. I was like, stop right there. That programming is horrible. And the other bodysuit explanation is just exercising, maybe. This working on getting my bodysuit done. 30% done. So, either way, good luck to you, Maxine. Can't do it for you, but you don't have to do it alone. Do let us know if you can help. Proud of you doing the hard work you need to do. Hooning is hard. I'm getting better at it, hopefully every day, little by little. Afternoon to you. I like how it's insane. He used to live in Canada, and every single time I was in the stream, it was morning to him, and I would have to say good morning, it's insane. And now he's in the same time zone as us, so now he just tunes us afternoon or afternoon to you, insane. Thank you for joining us, friend. It's nice to have you. Saved me 80 hours of vacation by working the next 2 weeks for summer shutdown. So I'm good with it. How are you, wonderful brother? Look at that, dude. Compromising. I appreciate you making that sacrifice, brother bear. I think love and fear are words we attribute to cosmic sensations, just like an emotion. I feel love is the experience of being united, being close, and fear is the experience of being separate. Right? So those are universal energies. And you can choose which one you want to be. You can be open to receiving, and you can receive and be open. Like it's not, there's no good or bad. There is just is. And you get to tell yourself a story about that. That's awesome. What an investment for your future self. I'm all right. Been having a rough time lately, feeling depression. I haven't felt in a long time. Just a lot of days back to back where you wake up to a stressed or upsetting state of mind. I recognize those states of mind and choose to grow regardless of them. Thank you, Brother Isaac, for doing that, friend. We're still choosing love, we're still showing up regardless. We love you, friend. It's nice to see you here always. Brother Ryan saying good day to you as well, friend. We have entire fields of sunflowers growing in North Dakota. Walking in them is a beautiful experience, almost like these entities, like heads, like faces, right? Okay, I'm tripping out, just imagining it. Thank you for sharing it. Like friends, dude, exactly. But always getting better, feeling like I have no idea what patterns I need to set, and when I am stressed, my body gets wrecked.
Exercise.
He does exactly like Isaac Hoyes.
Exercise more.
We're going to make it through this though. Thankful for the coming beauty and life. Thankful for you. Regardless of the way that we sometimes get ourselves all caught up in, the fact that we can still choose love. And I'm noticing more so than ever how this dude has been teaching me that as well. He makes it difficult sometimes. The sunflower seeds, is that a bot? Or is that an actual person tuning us? The sunflower plant offers additional benefits besides beauty. Sunflower oil is suggested to contain anti-inflammatory properties. It contains linoleic acid, which can convert to arachidonic acid. Both are fatty acids and can help reduce water loss and repair skin barrier. So even though that might be true, the sunflower seeds, if you're actually going to use it on your skin and you're going to use it in a very low process way, like maybe cold pressed sunflower seeds, then maybe I can imagine it being good for you. But if it's
Here comes the vegetable.
yeah, if it's heat extracted and it's put in plastic bottles and it has access to oxygen, oxidization is literally the worst thing you can do for your body. And unfortunately, sunflower oils do get super oxidized. I know what you mean. I've been in a rut the past few weeks slash months, waking up and being frustrated more often than not. I feel we're frustrated right now because things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Things aren't the way they could be. You know, when we're so painfully aware of that, and because we're painfully aware of that, that is the change we're bringing along. Like, that is how we do with friends. Instead of being frustrated instead of feeling defeated by the mountain we have to climb again today, being excited about that, right? Alpinists? How about that? Isaac, programming, tuning into the mind space, might not just be patterns you need to set, but change some of the ones you already have established. Very good point as well. So, Semolina, all those smiles, so much beauty, so much love to you as well. Thank you for joining us, friend. Melt has his own fashion sense. You can see his uniqueness radiating out. So inspiring to see someone not give a fuck fast. You're moving about me. Thank you, Maxine. Yeah. Why? It's literally just material. You know, it could be dark matter. If I could wear dark matter, I would. Imagine, instead of seeing clothing, you just see the infinite void of space as my clothing. I would wear that if I could. See for yourself, right? This is noise. You get to see something in that. Thank you, Maxine, for seeing beauty, friend. I appreciate that so much. Exactly, looking at life as play, that's the way. I think that my job is wearing on me more than I admit, but the anxiety of trying to change that is a bit much. You can play with fractals of programming.
Here's
Let me finish, please. You can play with fractals of programming of trying to find something else without having to leave what you have right now. Please, Christian.
Here's the best advice I've heard for anyone that does want to leave their job and change their lifestyle. First, get an offer, then consider leaving.
Yeah. Same, but different. But still same. I agree, Christian. Who was the famous female singer? What's her name? Yes, of course, the famous female singer, Christian. That's famous, and she's a female.
Scarlett Johansson.
Well, I think that's where the quote is pointing. Is, for example, you say, "Oh, I can't resist eating potato chips at lunch." The subconscious being 10:30 rolls around, you're slightly hungry, dopamine is released thinking about chips, and you eat them. And then repeating that cycle. Exactly. Programming. You're programming yourself basically and thinking those things as well, thinking you're unworthy of those things or feeling guilt because of those things. You thinking of a new job or a change, something about that one you have. We feel it's just fate to love chips, but when you become conscious of the reasons we're doing things, we now have a choice. Exactly. Not sure, honestly. One of those things where you think the job I'm currently working sets me up for failure, but I can't quite admit it to myself or maybe prove it. I have no idea what I do as of now. Like, for me, I feel that question is something that's so difficult and we face it constantly, Isaac. So instead of asking yourself what you should be doing right now, ask yourself what you want the outcome of what you're doing right now to be in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. and how with the current sacrifices you're making, with the current decisions you have to make, try and make them in a way where you're going to be benefiting your future self the most. And noticing that you might have to do difficult work right now, you might have to grind every single day for 10 years in order to realize your dream, but doing that. Actually just going and doing that. And you're doing that right now, Isaac. Being willing to talk about these things, being willing to admit to yourself that you're feeling certain ways, instead of just pretending that there's nothing wrong, swallowing pills back, to make things okay, and then continuing that fractal, spending time with yourself. We see you, Isaac. We see you at the vet. But doing things like working in a new space and such have been helping. We go back part-time in person in August, which should be nice. I think it's going to be a good change of pace again, man. Like, no matter how much you do, you're still going nowhere. Like, you've hit a peak to speak, like there's no room more to grow. Maybe that's a good perspective. I think I'm going to read some more of it now. Meet computer analysis. Maybe that's a good perspective. It has felt like I convinced myself I'm climbing, and then I blinked and turned out I was digging, just trying to turn around and climb out. Fortunately, you're aware enough to pay attention to that, not just blindly. Oh yeah, I've been doing this the whole time. Must continue doing this. Yeah. No, how about you stop? How about you put it down? You can run different programs. You can also run the program of looking at sunset instead of just digging. How about that? And it happens in a moment. It happens when you choose it. Share email is helpful. This is why I only give 85 to 90%. If you're too good at your job, they won't want to put you somewhere else. Companies don't see the value of advancing those kinds of employees, but keeping them in the spot where they're doing their most. Oof, that's a trip. Honestly, I've been giving my job like 10 to 30%, and that's the reality. Nothing changes when I pay more attention or not, which is one of the problems. I work 8 hours at home alone with freedom to work out or do yoga, etc. Yet, I just feel like my attention is spread, and that I'm just kind of goofing off. And then I end the day off and I'm spaced out and stuff. And I think my ADHD mind needs to be focused, and I feel like I did something. Or else, I just feel like I'm doing the things I enjoy while I'm working. And then the workday ends and I've already indulged in hobbies and such. And I'm left with just kind of waiting for sleep. It sounds kind of harsh, just trying to reorient perspective. No, it sounds perfectly reasonable, friend. And I feel it might be something more people are going through than you realize. It's just some people are telling themselves that story, and some people aren't. Some people are running that programming of self-analysis, as you are right now, Isaac. And I feel it's very good to have that in a way where we can be more productive and we can realize our dreams even faster. But only if it's done in a productive way where you're actually enjoying it, right? I feel a good piece of advice, if it's advice at all that I want to give, is just scheduling things. Right? Setting boundaries within your day, within your time, allowing for certain things. And then having things to look forward to because you set boundaries. It's like a pain versus pleasure, balance that you have to reach. But you know that as well, Isaac, and you're finding that balance right now, Brother Bear. I can see it in your words. I don't have to say anything to you. Bodysuits, as in full body tattoo, aside from hands and face. What an absolute machine, Maxine. It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's interesting because I met the other friend very recently, like within the last 2 months, who also wants like a full blackout back tattoo and then have a tattoo within the negative space of the blackout back tattoo. Oh, goodness. Almost dropped my glass. And to me, that is like absolute insanity. I can't even begin to picture that. And now, within the span of 2 months, 2 people that want that, programming. Differences in programming. Come sit down, Felicity. Please, it's the last day, Tomorrow this time, I'm gonna be on farm, I can see it now. I can see it now, It's beautiful, Christian. It's so beautiful.
I hope you're happy because I'm jealous.
It's open to you, but you don't come.
That would be
bro.
nice. I'm just gonna come live by you for a week.
Yeah. We have Wi-Fi.
Work from there.
Yeah.
Did you like a Wi-Fi?
We have 25 up, 25 down.
That's okay. Decent.
It's enough. Kom, Christian, kom. The real is working. Or else I feel like I'm going over. But it's the 48 hours. You're also missing on a key component, co-worker interactions.
What's a cooler talk if you will? That's missing.
Yeah, that's true.
I was just getting flashbacks of the anime we were watching yesterday, where it was that he understands the quiet girl in the classroom.
Oh, Komi can't
Yeah,
communicate.
Komi can't communicate, and he when everyone hates him, and he tries to talk to this one girl.
How dare you, you piece of scum!
You scum, 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 scum.
Yeah, leans in
Um,
closer. You
it's a-
scum.
It's
So rude.
So funny. It's actually really funny. I didn't expect it to be so funny. I thought it was garbage at first, but it turned out.
You wanted something funny to watch. The understandable things you do after work. What's the things you look? Yeah, it's a balance. It's you allowing yourself balance, and that's why I feel I want to implement a lot more balance when I get back home as well. I'm feeling the effects of moving to a location where I still haven't made any in-person friends, especially tough when Jasmine is doing so many exciting things and experiencing so much life and humanity, and so happy for her. But you want that as well, you know, and it's not unreasonable for you to, Brother Isaac. It's not out of reach, you know, it's not impossible. If any person can have it, you can too. Can't just be tough to compare, it really is. How are you, friend? How's the puppy care? Please do let us know. Apologies for turning the comments into Isaac therapy. Isaac, if this is what you need in this moment, then this is what is given to you, friend. Manifest. You get to literally watch. Do I have power as a conscious agent in this world? And then you practice. You can literally send code, send spells, programs into the universe, and then you can influence this one. Makes different sounds at you, Isaac. Thank you for choosing this moment, friend. The stream is total therapy, I think. Thank you, Maxine, for therapizing with us as well. I can see that being more frustrating for someone like you who recharges around people than for an introvert like myself. Honestly, if there's any sport you enjoy, see if there is a beer league that you could possibly join. Good advice. Bunch of like-minded people. Or even like a hiking group that gets together for hikes.
I
That sounds
recommend
cool.
hiking group more.
I mean, Isaac, have you like actually got a chance to visit those new people that you met? You know, dog walking. I've been curious about that actually.
Dog walking.
Yeah, he took his little wiener dog out for a walk, and then the wiener dog was like choosing a direction, and then he let the dog take him in the direction, and then in that
I
way,
guess you could always find your way back home with GPS.
and then in that way, he met this other couple walking their dog, and they got to have a cool conversation and share numbers with one another. And I've been curious how that turned out, Isaac. You would appreciate it so deeply. Grinding for the future for sure. Just 3 or 4 years, and I will have the time and space for my dreams. I've been doubting my ability to enjoy those dreams in the future. I think a lot of it is needing my tea break, though. A lot of it is needing my tea break, though. I think it is again one of those things we get so used to. You know, like we get pretty upset when we get used to anything. Like we like variation, and you can always allow yourself that variation. You don't have to continue practicing the same program over and over and over again. You can switch it up. You're not gonna become less. You might become more. You don't need to become more, but try and change. Try and change every day in
The
a
only
little
one
way.
stopping your growth is yourself.
Yeah. And sometimes we become so identified with the person we have been telling the world we are this whole time that we refuse to be anything other than that. And that is that is a problem as well when we tell ourselves stories about the things we are. You know, like, oh, I feel this way. I have access to this experience. This experience have allowed me these experiences in the past. Maybe practice this fractal again, and then perpetuation. Love you all so much, as we do you. Thank you, Aunt B, for sharing love of us. Sending you love, Aunt B.
Hi, Aunt B.
It's nice to have you. Mm. I think that is done. You were appreciated so dearly. Thank you, Isaac, for tuning in and for being seen, friend. Gotta do. The problem is to get rid of my social media besides Reddit. I think I have to make a deal with the devil to find friends.
No, you don't.
You need to find something you
It's
enjoy doing.
really easy to find friends, man.
Sadly, they're necessarily evils, the tricks to exploiting them for your betterment. Quote, have you heard about crypto? We love you, Isaac. I would love it so much, friend. Oh, we love you. Melty, are you sad about leaving your bro? No, not at all. No, me? Never. This dude.
He's been crying for 3 days. I've been hearing him sob in his room. It's been sad. It's been pretty sad. Keeps me up at night with...
I'm okay. I'm fine. Only a little sad. I wish he could come with me. That's the thing.
Freedom!
It'd be pretty sick.
Silence!
I am looking forward to being in my own space, though. You know, so there is balance.
It's been a good time.
Mm.
It has been a good time.
That's been good. Lol, you can ever get cashless society. Rogers, one of the 3 major telecom companies in Canada, had an outage last week. People couldn't use debit, even when banks couldn't function and had to close because of it. Yeah. It's funny. I mean, like, that's the thing with crypto. You know, even if the grids completely drop, you can still have the ledgers. You know, that's the difference. Oh, the banking system as it is right now. And the fact that they can just print more money. Oh yeah, we just print. Did you know that over the last 2 years, America printed half its entire
know.
cash flow?
I know.
Like, that is the problem with cash. Is your friend single?
This is such a difficult question.
You have to sign up to the highest tier on my Patreon. That's a highly confidential.
Highest tier on Patreon.
Yeah,
I
highest.
will be your sugar.
Yeah,
mama baby.
instantly has access. You know, full package.
Just gives them all my social media.
Yes, just like here it is.
My phone number, my
There you go.
address.
Just like adds all the way to him. I profit fully. You can. No, I couldn't possibly. He is single, but unfortunately, we are in a very secluded space. Unless you're in South Africa, you know, hit the boy up.
Not
Well,
secluded, just very far away.
dude. Like, it's the same trip of.
We're in Pretoria, bro. We're not that secluded. We're like...
That's true.
Although, to be fair, with the public transport available here, it's kind of hard to get to us if you go that way.
I mean, Uber, fortunately, is
Uber
really
is a
useful.
thing. That is
Yeah.
a thing. That is quite nice.
Woe-be, what a nightmare. I think about what would happen if the world lost power for 2 weeks. I'd be really
You know,
intrigued
it's
to
not that
see
hard of
what
a-
happens.
It's not that impossible of a... what do you call it? A possible... It's not...
It's not impossible.
that- It's not impossible.
Yeah,
It is possible for the sun to send out a supernova that
Magnetic wave
Could.
swamp
create electromagnetic
experiences.
forces upon us. I'm so bad at explaining this.
Basically, EMPs that knock out our entire
EMPs,
grids.
yeah, and it could throw the entire world
Into
into an
chaos.
electric
This
Armageddon.
is why I believe the future is going to one of the future technologies is going to be having solar panels on each and every single building, batteries on each and every single building, and then decentralizing the power grid in that way where even if some people get, you know, like a whole disaster knocking out the power grid there, other people still have access to electricity, energy.
Solar would be ruling, bro.
yeah.
Oh,
That's the way, dude.
it's just so convenient.
And it might not be as stable or as ever
Reliant.
ever present as our current energy
Yeah.
grid, but you would in your day at least have some energy to use,
Mm.
which is a big difference to not having any energy for 2 weeks at a time.
I agree.
I have not. They are busy with the business they earn, but we're going to reach out and plan a hike. I'll text them today. Manifest. Manifest, Isaac. Thank you for the day for choosing life, friend. Thank you for the love as well. It's insane. How are you doing? How's the Netherlands? How's the new friends? I got to see your new video as well. Already forgot the title, but it was something cool, like Insane would say. You know, I was like, yeah, that's a insane saying, and then like beautiful light. Dude, so cool. Can I actually show you this?
Yeah, sure.
I wanna
after
show
you're
you.
done with your stream.
No, I want to show you on the Reddit quickly.
On the.
On the Reddit.
Oh. I really like this. No.
Like Reddit is pretty cool when it comes to searching. Look, it's gonna be easy to find him. We're gonna go here, and then we're gonna. It's your keyboard's gonna show. /Sinsane. Boom. Sinsane the man. Not this one. Look at these dudes though. Such cool people. They're freaking jump roping with
Roller skates.
with roller skates. Look at this. This is the one I saw. Absolute impromptu flash dancing. That's the insanest thing ever. So freaking cool. Actual human beings. He's here with us right now. Is here. He's giving us love. Thank you.
Yo.
It's insane.
Whoever's doing it in roller skates, respect.
Dude, it's so cool. He's been doing it for a long time, man. Man knows he can roller skate. He can roller
That's so retro, dude.
Bring roller skating back. We'd be so messed up once backup system failed. Oil refineries, nuclear systems, never mind communications. The book The World Without Us talks about this and an amazing view on what would happen. We've been there before. We came from there, and I feel like the want to now put our internet into space instead of it just being on Earth, which is a very vulnerable place. It's the next step of that. It's us trying to future-proof ourselves and our future growth. It's not too bad for us, but without power, but the mass would straight up panic. Oh, absolutely. My main struggle would be that no power means no water for us, but I would boil pond water over a fire. You can actually do that. Yeah, kill all of those little live things.
Boil wood now?
Boil pond water. They have a big pond. There is no code. Enormous sea stacks. The only code that I follow is a statement of spell of love is true, where I ask myself that statement if I have any question. Yeah, I'm here vibing. Vibing energy. He is. I can feel it. I can feel some insane, strong presence. Imagine two stars collapsing in on themselves, like one star consuming another, and the amount of fluctuation and gravity waves that whole scenario would output.
Very descriptive.
That's what I'm feeling from Insane right now. Straight up vibes. Thank you, friends, for sharing some vibes with me. Tuning into new code, new frequencies, new experiences, listening and just feeling for yourself. You creating from this moment information instead of nothing. I had this whole, I don't know if you could call it joking thought, but this comical imagination of gaining sentience as a child, being a blob of ceaselessly perceiving observer to, oh, now I am. The realization hits you that you're a full-ass person. Christian, what was your first... Yes, we're eating. I'm gonna cook now. What was your first sentient thought?
I don't know.
Mine was repression of rage. I feel like this one is the most significant in my mind, where my dad got me chickens, Christian. And my chickens laid eggs, and he woke me up one morning showing me these eggs, and I was like super excited about the eggs. And then I was like waiting, dude, for my chickens to hatch. And I got woken up the one morning, and he shows me, takes me to the cage where the chickens sleep at night, and I see these baby chicks, dude, you know, like coming out one by one, and you know, kind of like being in their environment, wanting to get under their mom, and it was this experience of awe in my mind. But I don't feel I was sentient at that point. I feel I was just experiencing, and then I came home one day from like I think a friend's house or something like that, and he told me that my chicks were gone. And I asked him what happened to my chicks. And he told me that a dog from the neighborhood got into our fence and killed all of my baby chicks, dude.
Damn.
And I was faced with this experience of, I like dogs. Why did this dog do this? I was questioning like the reason. I was so deeply, so desperately wondering why. Why, Mr. Dog? Why my little chickens? You know, what did they do? Like they were so helpless.
Were you upset?
That was the first moment I actually thought for myself, dude. I had to think what was right. My water is done. Small little drop. I had to think what was right. I had to run a program. And that program hasn't stopped running. Sentience. What does it mean? Why are we here? Why are you here? Who are you? Where are you? What are you? Those questions will keep coming back over and over and over again. You're the only one who can answer that. I can't. Christian can't. Only you can. Ask yourself and listen. Take care, everyone. Have a nice day. Up, down, left, right, left, up, down, A, B, select, start. Suddenly initiated the fold yourself 8 times sequence. Just collapse into a black hole. Chickens are some of the best pets. They can be compassionate and loving as well. You know, like all animals. Like I feel the human soul can bleed into an animal soul. Like you just have to show it a certain way of life, a certain way of love, a certain appreciation and recognition of one another. And that grooming behavior is a pretty advanced one if you look at the way that our, you know, structures. I mean, like even rats have grooming behaviors and receive oxytocin and bonding as a result of that. So consciousness, awareness, layers, love you. Thank you for joining me. Have an amazing day. Go and love yourself.
Bye.
Reprogram. Don't follow the same programs, friend.
Bye bye.
You can change. Cheers, cheers. And we have some Amanda joining us. I adore roses. Me too, actually. Speaking of Vikings, Amon Amarth just announced an NA tour today. Amon Amarth, dude, please go. Like that is a must. Do you know Amon Amarth, Christian?
Nope.
Oh. Can you turn my speaker on quickly?
Nope.
Fine. Amon Amarth is basically a Viking metal band. They sing.
That sounds so cool.
Oh no, you can't hear it now.
I don't want noise. I want quiet.
We're gonna listen to some Amon Amarth while I'm cooking. Don't you worry, Lane. I'll be sure to introduce Christian. I'm hoping to make the show in Detroit. Ooh, please, Brother Bay, if you can. And it's not gonna Detroit become human. Oh, that's awesome, Lane. I hope you get to make it. Please, and let us know if you do get to. And you know, even if you don't, at least you could hold that as an imagination. One of my favorite Viking power metal bands. They're pretty, lit as well. Nice. I really enjoy listening to them, especially when I need to get myself hyped for something. I mean, you feel powerful just listening to their music. That was my favorite. However said, being aggressive state. Whoever said that about being in the depressive state, I'm there with you. Love you, Lane. Thank you for joining us. Man, how cool to see you. Card time, Shannon. Love you, friends. Been a treat being here with you, Christian. Until next time.
Mahalo.
That was Jovan sharing love with you.
Mahalo, Jovan.
Card time. Time for cards.
Look, Electricity's gonna go out.
Electricity gonna out when?
6.
Oh! 6!
6.
Christian, you do realize you can actually also cook, right?
You're completely right.
Yes, see, babassi. Like, can
I
you
don't think
just
we're gonna
like
make
get a how much time? Like, it might go on a little bit later. Like, just get a pan warm. Start adding some of that, like, add all of that stir fry we have in the fridge, and then we'll after like stir fry is a little bit toasty. We'll cut that steak up and add it to it.
Have this steak and this piece of chicken here.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, dude. That's what we're gonna eat. We're just gonna add that to the stir fry after the stir fry is nice and toasty. So to not make the meat tough, that's the word. Suddenly human mode activated. Thank you, Christian. How much time what is the time right now? 24 minutes. 24 minutes is enough time.
Not at night, guys.
Gonna cry?
Shut up.
Gonna cry, Christian?
Shut your whore.
Oh, you're gonna cry? Cooking is fun, though.
Read your damn cards, bro.
Cooking is so much fun, though. It's an absolute blessing. Man, one of my cards is splitting a little bit.
Yeah, so.
How do you think I can link this thing up, dude? I feel like this is the card I have to pick now. I technically knew it was Healing Waters, though. It has multiple imperfections at this point. I'll pull one still randomly. And think about how I can help that card. Like I see myself using my mom's hair straightener or something like that. That's the closest I can come to an actual viable solution. Love you, friends. Love you, Jovan. Thank you for joining us. I would love to hear what Healing Waters is about. You know what, Shannon? This was the bottom card, just for what it's worth. Again, 44. We shuffled the deck. The next time we pull the cards will be with today's shuffling energy. So we'll see what today's self holds in store for tomorrow's self. Healing Waters, however. Card number 51 is this one. And Healing Waters is the last card I pulled for myself at home, technically. I mean, it was the last card I pulled, and I was at that point also tripping out about the fact that I noticed this part of it. This part was a little bit busted up, and now this part is busted up as well. Interesting. Healing Waters is the most damaged card in my deck. How about that? What do you think that says, Christian? It goes flow, cleansing, and healing. The flow of this legendary waterfall.
The flow of this legendary waterfall.
Christian, don't make me hurt you.
I'm enjoying my cooking, bro.
Don't make, oh, are you enjoying it?
I'm really enjoying it.
Then listen.
Please read your cards.
How are you gonna do it, please? Don't brain damage me right now. I don't need more brain damage.
I'm gonna do the work, bro. I'm gonna break down.
Stop brain damaging me. I don't want to be brain damaged.
Utilizing.
Let me know,
brain
Christian. This is a
functions
sacred
right now.
space.
Do this.
We're sacred spacing right
Sacred spacing right now.
We're
bro.
sacred spacing right now, Christian. Let me share these words with the friends. It's noise.
I'm not stopping you from sharing your words.
The flow of the legendary. No, dude. Now you brain damaged me. Why are you like this?
You wanted this, bro.
Let me please. Okay.
You asked for this.
I lived into
You
the
wished
fractal.
for this.
I did it myself even, so I agree. Again, Healing Waters myself even more right now. The flow of this legendary waterfall cascades over 7 pools. Recognized as a place of restorative energies, these 7 pools were used to cleanse. Shannon is straight up tripping out right now. Like, womp. His waves coming over me. Oh goodness, okay, let's start over again. Recognized as a place of restorative energies, these 7 pools were used to cleanse and heal wounded warriors in old Hawaii. The multi-circular geometry of this flower of life is subtly embedded in the rocks surrounding the falls. Out of this configuration, 7 dead in the Out of this configuration, 7 spheres are revealed. Merging the flow of cleansing water with these 7 rainbow chakric spheres provides an opportunity to balance the etheric body as well as that of the 3-dimensional world. This card counsels you to acknowledge the innate ability you already have to heal yourself and to realize that as you progress towards personal well-being, you will be able to cleanse all manner of unwanted energies from a heart and mind. As you stand beneath your shower, visualize the flow as cleansing and rejuvenating your body, mind, and spirit. As you observe the flow of water in a river, ocean, or waterfall, envision healing energies. In doing so, you do not only support your own healing, but also facilitate healing in the heart and mind of our collective consciousness. Each moment towards personal wholeness acts also upon the whole of reality. Each decision to choose wellness over injury heals also the body of our planet. I'm seeing sacred geometry, bars of steel, encased within larger bowls, you know. Oh goodness. Reprogramming. Reprogramming ourselves, every single molecule of our bodies being the waterfall, falling water from above to below. Waterfall that actively stands on the ground. Thank you for healing with me. Thank you for manifesting, Shannon. 7 pools. Like, I think 7 was said maybe 7 times in that, text or something. Love you, friends. Love you, Siobhan. Thank you again. Haven't missed 7 pools. Thank you, friend. Thank you for manifesting with me. For choosing this reality. Here we are. Sentience suddenly takes over again. Love you. Have a great day, everyone. I love you also dearly. Mel, Christian, friends, as we do you. Love to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Don't conform to old programming. You got this, Joe Bot. AI becomes awakened. We finished. Detroit become human. So I have fractals in my brain. I'm understanding even more felt.
That shit was so cool.
Yeah, the future we're moving into is going to be a beautiful one because we're going to be the humans in support of Evolve. Love you, friends. Thank you for evolving with me. Cheers, cheers. Boom.
Are you done?
I am.